Hello everyone, this is Clay and welcome back. Now it's time for the fifth part of this tutorial on our classroom set. Okay, now we have created the desk for the teacher and the stage floor for the teacher's desk to be sitting on, and this is the teacher's area. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make the student's desk. And then after that, we'll make the chairs for the teacher and the students. Okay? And so let's get started. Let's minimize Muvizu. And let's bring up paint.net and let's make a tutorial. Alright? I'm sorry, we are in a tutorial. I just woke up, I'm drinking my coffee, so I just got started on that, so just give me a minute. What I meant was we'll make a template. Okay, now let's select our shapes tool and we'll keep it on outline and we'll draw a square like that. Okay, and then we're going to cut the bottom of that square right about here like that, and let's cut it. Now we're going to grab our line curve tool and we're going to start from this point. If I can get my shaky little hands on there. Alright, and then we'll, to that point, and then we'll kind of drag it a little bit like this. Okay, let's see, we'll make it a little bit more rounder over here. A little more rounder. Okay, that looks good. Alright, and now it's time to make the top of the desk. Back to our shapes tool, and we're going to get the rectangle with curves, a rounded rectangle. Okay, and then we're going to draw the top of the desk, which is right there. Okay, and on this desk here is not going to have much of it's not going to have the trim like I did the teacher's desk. So we're not going to do too much on this one. This model will be sort of kind of like easy, not much to it. Okay, now we're going to give it some color. We'll make it like a greenish color, maybe. Let's see, maybe a little bluish color first, and we'll add a little bit of green in there, maybe about like that. And we'll add a little bit more grayish to it. Yeah, that's good. Okay, now let's get our paint bucket and let's fill this one in. Okay. Now, let's add a layer, like that, okay, and let's select a, let's select the black, go back to our shapes tool, and let's select our ellipse and keep it on outline. And let's, over here on the side, let's draw a little boat, okay, we'll draw a little boat. Now, let's click our paint bucket and let's do it gray, and we'll fill that in like so. Okay, now let's grab our line curve tool, let's get a darker gray, and let's drag a line across there like so. There's our boat. Now we're going to grab that boat and we're going to copy it several times. Copy and paste. Well, we need 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 will be enough. And then we'll paste it. Okay, now let's grab one and put it right here. Alright, let's size it up a little bit. Like that. If you want, instead of just doing it like I just did, and sometimes I just get ahead of myself. So You can just copy and paste it from there. So we'll just copy it and paste it from there. That way we'll have the correct size for all of them. That. And then we'll paste, and then we'll put one over here. Like so. Alright, let's get rid of those mistakes. We'll cut them out. Okay, now let's go back, and we're going to go back to the bottom layer, and we're going to add color to this desk. So we need a brown. Now let's make it more browner that we need, sort of like you know, the brown that we've been using. All right, so and then we'll use our paint tool. We'll fill that in, and it's going to have a design. So yeah, it's going to have a design. So you don't have to do a trim like we did the desk for the teacher. So what we're going to do is, so we're going to grab our tool shape again, and we're going to go back to the rounded triangle, and we're going to thicken the line, okay? And then we're going to darken, not darken, we're going to lighten that color, and then we're going to draw our rectangle inside here, like so. Okay, there we go. That's good enough. So now let's go back to our top layer, and let's paste. You should have it copied. So just let's paste a boat. Well, those two boats anyway. And we'll get rid of those. Now let's copy this boat, and then we'll paste it. We'll move a boat here. Okay, and we'll just copy and paste that one. We'll put it right on top of them, like that. Alright, paste. Yeah, alright, paste. We'll do the last one. Like so. Okay, now we need to do is make a color for the legs, and the legs we're just going to basically use cylinders, so we don't need no template for the legs. So before we do anything, let's go to our image button at the top and select flatten them layers back down to one layer. Now let's select our shape tool, go back to the square, and click in fill in. Now let's select a color. We'll create a color for our legs. We'll make it sort of like I'll try to come close to a metallic color here. About like that. Alright, now let's make the color for our legs. That'll be good. Alright, now let's trace those right there with our select tool, and then we're going to cut it. Now go to File, go New, don't change any settings, just OK, and then paste it. Now let's save that as let's see, to our tutorials folder. Let's save that as student desk. Okay, and we'll save it. Alright, now let's go back to Milkshape 3D. And let's see. We'll do it on the side. Select our our desk template we just made. Let's find it. Oh, I'm in the wrong folder. Okay, right here. And we'll click OK. Now let's place our vertexes to create this. Go to the right and click on the Vertex tab, and we'll add a vertex to each corner. And then we'll add some along the curve. Keep them close together and add a bunch. Because when you make a curve, this is what you got to do to have that curve. Okay? Like that. Now, let's put one in the middle. So we need one to support all of this curve right here. Now let's go back to the right and click on our face tab. Okay? Now let's start with the curve. We'll start in the middle here. Let's see. Start with this one and that one. And then that one. Now let's see. Right there. Okay? Now let's keep going all around, all the way around until we finish that curve. Now once we get done with the curve, we may have to go back and straighten a few of them up until it looks nice and straight. Well, not straight because it's a curve. You know what I mean. Now let's click on our select button and let's select this vertex here. Okay, and we'll straighten that one up. Now let's go and straighten up this one. So, and we'll do the one next to it right there. Let's see, maybe that one too. Let's just line them all up. And then maybe this one. Right there. Okay, now let's finish it up by clicking on our face tab and let's just continue doing the rest of it. There. Now let's look at that shape and see if there's anything that we need to adjust. I think it looks okay. Now let's go back to our group tab and select those triangles and let's group it. Okay, now duplicate that. Okay? And let's move it to the side out of our way. Okay. Now let's grab the original one. And let's go to extrude. Now let's see, I gotta remember which way I need to go. Let's see. Is it this way? Yeah, it's that way. So let's undo extrude and do it again. Let's make it wider. Not too wide. It's not as big as the teacher's desk, though. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to grab our select tool. We're going to grab face, and then we're just going to select this. Alright, just this face. And we'll group that. well, wait a minute. Let's do that again. It didn't quite do it right. So maybe we'll need to let's do it right there. Okay, I tell you what we can do is we could select the vertex. And we'll select that middle right there. And then we're going to delete it. Like that. So now we have an empty shell. Well, wait a minute. Undo that because I accidentally did something. I deleted that. So what I need to do is I'm going to need to select that duplicate and move it out of the way. That. Now let's go back and do what we just did. Delete that selection. There. Now it's hollow. Now we're going to take that duplicate and we're going to move it into place. Like I said before, I'm going to go through a lot of mistakes and something that I do wrong. I'm going to fix it right then and there. This also will better help you understand how to correct the problems. So we got that one. So what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate that one. Okay, and then we're going to go to vertex. And hopefully it's, hold on a second. Hopefully it will be left to right. No, it's not. So undo left to right and let's go to front to back. Like that. Okay, now let's move that into place. Let's get closer so you can line them up like so. Let's see. There we go. Okay. And next thing we need to do is add the material. So create a new material and let's add our textures. Whoops. Let's add our textures to that material. Okay, go to default and take it, ignore alpha. Okay. Now let's select everything in our group. Go back to that material and add the texture. Okay, and let's go to our texture coordinate editor. Select the, let's see, the group 1. We'll start off with that first. Now let's remap it. Okay? And scale it. Oops, wrong one. Alright, hold your control key down and move your left mouse button. Move it toward the middle where we can see it. And what we're going to do is we're not going to worry about keeping it, around it like that. We're just going to put it in the middle because this part is the center part and it's just going to be a solid color. Like that. Okay. Now we're going to do the sides. And the sides is what matters because it's got the bolts on it. So let's click on duplicate number 2. Remap it. Okay. Let's see. Maybe we need to go to left. No. Right? Oh, that's right. Let's go to right. No. So I guess it's going to be front. Okay, let's remap it. Now let's rotate it, I guess. No, it's right, it's right. I got a bit confused. Let's scale it. Okay. Move it into place. We'll put it right there. Let's scale it more. Okay, just keep scaling. Okay, now let's adjust those. Let's adjust this one. Straight. And now let's go to the two here. Move that. That. Now let's see. Let's go back and look at it. Flip it around. Yeah, it's not very good on the textures, but it is going to be a cartoon style set. Maybe I should make the boats a little smaller. Let's try that. We'll go to that, back to our textures, and we're going to undo. Whoops. Go back to this one. We're going to undo. Undo again. Now let's fix those boats. We'll go to the top layer. Now let's shrink them down a little bit. Okay? We'll shrink them down. And then we'll move them. Alright. I'm going to copy that one. Okay. Well, first, whoops. Undo. First, let's select these here. Okay. Now let's copy that one and then paste it. Move it to where we need it, to where the other one to be, like that. And then paste. Put it back over here. Yeah. Now let's do the same thing with these right here. Let's delete those. Okay, and let's paste. Whoops, no, delete, cut. We gotta copy. I keep forgetting to copy. Like I said, I always jump the gun, go ahead of myself. Paste. We'll do one right there. Paste. One right here. I'll copy them. Now we'll paste it. There, and we'll copy and paste. Okay. Now let's go back and let's go to image and flatten those. Now let's recreate our texture for our legs. Okay, we got that back. Now let's select all of those again. Cut. Go back to this one and then we'll paste it. I'll do it like this. I don't want to stretch those out. Select our one and we'll just cut that rest of that out. Now let's just save that. Okay. Now let's go back to our material tab and let's reapply that texture. Okay, now you see we got to adjust it again. Okay. And let's move, whoops, undo that move. Let's select it all. Oh, we'll move it back into place. Now let's see. Yeah, you know, that looks better, but we're not quite there. So let's move this end out a little further. Like so, and then we'll do the same thing for this end. Like that. And then let's fix this right here. Now let's see. Okay, now we're better. Now what we're going to do is, and I know I've already created it, but it's a little shortcut. What we're going to do, we're going to keep that one. Okay, let's see. We'll select that. let's see, which one is it? It's not that one, so it's got to be this one, or is it this one? Let's see. We'll undo it just in case. Yeah, we don't want that one, so let's undo select, delete, and then we'll unselect that one. Now let's delete that. Okay. Now let's select that, duplicate again, and then one more time let's duplicate that one. Go to Vertex and then front to back. Again, now let's place it back into place. There. There we go. Now let's select all of those and go to our groups tab and then click regroup. Group that together. Now let's move that back right here. Okay. And then over here. Alright. Now if you feel like you want to make it bigger, you can. And I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make it bigger. So we're going to select these here, and then we're going to move it up a little bit. Make sure we get it straight. Okay, that's good. Now, right here on the end is going to be a little drawer. So let's select the box. And let's draw a box right here. Okay, and then let's scale and flatten that box. Like that, and then let's bring it. Oops, I don't know what happened there. I guess I pushed the button. Put it right there. Okay, that's going to be a drawer where the kids put their utensils and stuff in. So, your school supplies. So now let's give that a color. Okay, and we'll give it a brown color. So let's select the box, remap it, and let's give it a brown color. Just scale it down and then move it right in there. Like so. Okay. Now let's create the top of the desk. Let's go right here. Alright. And let's group those two together. Okay. Regroup it together. Okay. Now we no longer need the texture on this side. So we're gonna take that off, and then we're gonna move it over here. Okay, now we're going to make the top of the desk. Okay, select our vertexes, and let's get a little closer, and then we'll do one here. Okay, like this. Hold down your control key to move it around. And then we'll put one in the middle. Okay. Now let's grab our face tool and let's start from the center to the edges. Let's see. Yeah, it's going to be upside down, but don't worry, we'll flip it over. One more time. Now let's select that center and straighten it up. like that. Now let's select our select button and then face, and just select the whole thing. Okay, we're going to group it like so. Now let's rotate it, rip it over, keep it straight like so. There we go. Now let's move it over here, and let's duplicate that, and we'll move that over here out of our way. Okay, and now let's go back and select that one again. Now extrude. Hopefully this is the right way. Let's see. No, the wrong way. So unextrude. We need to go up. So we'll go up. Like so. There we go. Now, let's unselect that and then go back to our duplicate, and let's move it up underneath. And we'll just place it right back into its place. Like so. And then, you can see it's got a black side to it. So we're going to go to Face, Reverse Vertex. Like so. Now, what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to make that bottom the top. So, because it's just a flat, we're going to rotate that and we're going to flip it back around straight. I can get it in there, right there. Okay. Now, let's apply our material, our textures. Okay. Now, let's go back to the texture editor, and we're going to select, let's see, yeah, group 9. So we'll go to group 9. We'll say top, and then remap it. There we go. Now let's scale it to where it'll fit that top texture. Okay, now let's just move these edges where we need it. I think that's good. Okay, like I said, my hands aren't steady as they used to be. Okay. Let's see how that looks. That looks good. Alright, now let's give the bottom part a texture. Okay, and we'll apply that. So we're going to select group 4. Let's go back to our texture editor, select group 4, and remap it. And we're just going to scale it right into the middle. Like that. Okay, there we go. Now, let's select both of those, and we'll group them together. Okay, now let's move them into place. Let's get rid of the textures. We don't need them no more. Okay. Now let's just move that desk right over on top of that. Okay, and let's select both of those. And we'll move it back over our axis like so. Okay, now, select that group there. And let's go to the top. Okay, now click on the scale a little bit closer. Let's see. We'll move it there. Let's see. Okay. Let's grab this end here. Whoops. Take it off base and put it on vertex. So let's grab these vertexes right here. And let's bring it out a little bit more. Let's see. Okay, and then we'll do the same thing to the side here. So deselect anywhere. Zoom in a little bit, and let's select these vertexes here. Hold down your shift key. Whoops, not the shift key. Yeah, shift key. I'm pushing the wrong button. I wasn't looking. So let's bring this out a little bit more to the front. Now let's see. That's good. Now, but the edges over here is too far out. So let's select these. Now let's move it closer in. Like that. And let's do the same thing to the bottom. Now let's see. Great, I think that looks good. Now let's select all. Okay, and go to the Groups tab and click the Regroup. Now that's all one group. Okay, and then what we're going to do is going to go right here and set Reset View, I'm sorry. Reset View on all of them. Go where I can't talk. Alright, go back to our Models tab. And let's rotate it. Let's rotate it about like that. Give it that angle. And now let's move it up. Like so. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make, I'll tell you what. Let's scale that. Go on scale. Now let's scale it wider. Let's see. A little bit more. That's good. Now reset view. Whoops, sorry. Okay, yeah, there we go. Okay, we have our desk top. Now let's do our legs. Legs is going to be pretty simple. So we're going to click a cylinder, and on that cylinder I'm going to make it 10 stacks. Okay, so 10 stacks, and I'll explain to you what the stacks are. The stacks are these little lines that the cylinder is divided into. So it's all these right here. Those are stacks. You can go maybe like 3 if you want, and then you can just draw one, and it's got 3, 1, 2, and then, you know, well, actually it's this section. So you got 1, 2, 3, and this right here has got 10. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's your stacks. And the more stacks you have, the better it will look when you go to bend them, shape them up, and that. Because if you can move these lines around to where it looks more rounder, or, you know, straighter, or any shape that you want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select that cylinder, and I'm going to move it up to the edge like this. Alright, but we don't want that desk to be, you know, straight up. That legs, we don't want them to be straight up. So we're going to select that many, and we're going to rotate it a little bit. And we're going to put it right about in there. Okay, now we're going to select maybe these. Okay, hold down the shift. Like that. Now let's rotate those. Nice and straight, like that. Alright, now let's bring it right there. Let me see. Yeah, I like that. Now let's grab that bottom row and let's stretch it down to the axis. And let's rotate it to where it's straight. Like that. Okay, very good. Now let's select that, duplicate it, and then let's go left, right, nope, undo, front, back. There we go. Now let's move that right there. Okay. That's good. Now let's select both of those. And we're going to duplicate and then move it. This time we're just going to move it manually. We're going to move it right there. Let's see. Okay. And we're going to bring them down a little bit. Let's see. Yeah. Now let's select these right here and bring those down. Okay. I'm trying to remember what else that those desks had. Well, it's been so long, and I'm trying to remember back so far in my past to remember what them desks look like. My coffee done got cold. Okay. Let's see. I think that's going to be pretty much it on the desk. I can't remember if it had bars going from one leg to another. What I need to do is I need to select them duplicates. And I need to bring them up like that. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Now I know one thing it did have. They had them little flat metal things for the feet. So we're going to create another cylinder, and we're just going to make a little flat cylinder for the feet like that. And then we're going to move it into place like so. And then we're going to duplicate that and do the same thing, move it into place. So, again, okay, let's see, yeah, and then one more. There, and a little bit more, right there. Okay, now let's select all of those right there, and then our legs, and let's group those together. Okay, now let's give them textures. Go to our Windows Texture Coordinator Editor, and let's select our group 7, and let's just scale them all down and put it inside that metal color we made. There. It's a little bit too blue, so let's go back to Windows Paint.net, well, Paint.net, and let's give it more of a gray color. That. That should work. Now let's save it. Now let's reload that texture again. Did I not do it right? Let's see. Let me go back. Okay, something happened. It didn't. Oh, I forgot. I forgot to fill it in. Crazy me. All right. Now save it. Okay, now let's reload that texture. Okay, that looks better. Alright, that's the desk part. Now let's select all and group that. Give it a name. Student desk. Whoops, my cat button is pushed in. Okay, student desk. Alright, and then just click the rename tab. Now let's export that to ASE. Whoops, and I'm going to name it student desk. I started to name it ASE. Okay, and then save. And click OK. Alright, now let's go back into Muvizu. And let's place that desk in there. And we're going to copy that desk several times. So let's find the student desk right there. Okay, and we're going to do double-sided. Keep everything else the same. There we go. Now the desk is kind of big. Alright, so let's create another character. Let's bring in another character. Select the boy and then let's pop him in there. Whoop, not enough room. Now let's pop him in there. There we go. Now the size is up as for a child. Okay, we need to shrink our character a little bit, make them child size. So let's get them down like that. Okay, now let's edit the student desk and let's scale it to the appropriate size. Let's see. Let's give it, let's put him right there. Now if you feel like that the desk is, you know, too long or too rectangle, you can always adjust it the way you want it. And I think that was good like that. Let's put them in set position. Let's take the physics off on can be stood on. Okay. Now let's bring him up like that. Now the desk may be a little bit too tall, so let's adjust the height. Maybe it might be a little bit too wide. I think that's pretty good right there. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, now let's lock that into place and we'll copy it. And see, I'll tell you what, let's not lock it into place because that's not where I want it. I'm sorry, my mouse button is acting weird today. Let's move that desk right here. And we're going to make like maybe a row of desk in the middle. So we'll lock it right there. And then let me move out and let's paste. Paste. You gotta give space in between where we'll have chairs. Let's unlock that one. We'll move it. We gotta give some space in between chairs. I meant desk for the chairs. Okay. Now let's lock those. Okay, now let's place more. We'll put them here, and let's kind of like turn it a little bit. Student can't stay still and he moves his desk around a lot, so I'll lock that one. Okay. Like that. Lock that one. I'll bring that one in over here. All right. And let's do that character is determined to show us his properties. So we'll just keep making another row. I'll turn that one too. So we'll lock that one. Make sure we got them spaced out. I like that one. Just get them spaced out where they're not too far from each other. Lock and lock. Okay. I may cut this part short. I just got a text on my job. They want me to come in, so, and I do need the extra money. So I will continue the other part tonight when I get home. Okay, and then we'll move that one like that. Now these students, they just don't stay still. So, all right, we'll do one more row right here. Okay. Move it right over there. Because over here we're going to put a table and some chairs. And we'll probably make some bookshelves, one here and one here. And then we'll do posters and stuff like that. And then maybe some trash cans and stuff. So we'll lock that one. Did I lock these? I didn't lock that one. I didn't lock that one either. There's one back, making sure I locked them all. Because we don't want to move them around by accident. And then that one's locked. So that's two more. We'll keep that one straight. Alright, one more. Okay. Lock that one. And lock that one. So we got that all settled. Okay. Well, I was planning on making the chairs today, but for some reason I got a text message from my job saying they need me to come in. I guess someone else called off again, and me being a manager, I'm obligated, so yeah. But that's okay, I need the extra money. Let's see, Okay, then, yeah, we got the student desk done. So tonight when I come in, I'll do part six, and then we'll create the chairs and maybe some bookshelves and books. We're gonna do books and maybe a few school supplies and stuff, other things, other more little props. So I'm gonna call it a day for now, so I can go to work, and I'll see you in part six. And y'all have a blessed day.